Hello, my name is Charlie, the Spaniard Brenneman. I'm a former Spanish teacher and UFC fighter, and I created this video to share with you a variety of student resources that I have that are designed to use in school with the young people in your life as teaching tools. As a former teacher, I think in terms of how can I make content and resources that are easily implementable into the classroom for teachers, guidance counselors, parents to use with the young people in their lives. And I'm going to share with you a variety of those resources. What are they about? So I live by a philosophy as a former teacher and as a former professional fighter. Life is a fight, and how we fight that fight determines where we go in life. So that is the underlying message of the content that I produce. They align very well with PBIS initiatives, character development, social and emotional learning. Essentially, I'm trying to help kids overcome. And when I say kids and I talk about these resources, I'm talking about upper elementary through high school. That's what the target audience is. But these resources, they're clean, they are applicable across the board, regardless of the age, to be honest. So what I'm going to share with you first is free, which a lot of people like, and that is my student podcast. So I have two student podcasts, and I'm going to bring up my podcast screen here in a second. If you go on any phone, any podcast app, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Android, Apple, doesn't matter. If you go into the search and you type in Spaniard School, you're going to see Spaniard School pop up. And the topics of these episodes are what is relevant in a student's life. That's where I get the topics for my interactions with students. So you see, what if you could never be embarrassed? Don't be afraid to stand out. How to handle going back to school. Don't take it personally. A lot about feelings, a lot about emotions, a lot about kindness and respect as well. The other podcast that I have is called Read with a Fighter. And on this podcast, I actually read the books that I'll share with you here in a minute. I actually read the books that I create, that I write. And on this podcast, I'll be going through my books section by section, reading the plot, talking about the lesson. These are designed for you to hit play, hit stop, engage in a conversation with your students. These are both also available on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you type in the Spaniard, it'll pop up and you'll see the playlists right here. Read with a Fighter podcast, student podcast, plenty of content there for you. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you is a variety of books. These Days of Spaniard books, these are fiction books based off of my life story about creating a vision and adversity, about bullying, about brain health, driven young reader edition. This is my personal story. And in the back of all of these books are discussion prompts that align very well with the teaching initiatives that you're most likely already doing in your school. I try to make them as easy and cheap as possible. These can be used in alignment with my assembly program, or if I don't come to your school, instead of my assembly program. My goal is to reach as many students as I possibly can. I get to a lot of your schools, but unfortunately, I can't get to all of your schools. All of the information that I talked about is down below, so please use it. Click on the links, reach out to me with any questions. Thank you.